Alright, in today's video we are going to be covering the inspection process, the electronic inspection process from start to finish. How to assign an inspection, how to complete an inspection, and what you can do with the inspection once it's completed and transferred back into Stocktrac. To begin with, we are going to go into this already started estimate. Now once all the customer information and vehicle information that can be provided has been entered in, you go to the Inspections and Service Requests tab. Now you see here under the Service Requests tab, I've already entered in some information. Now this information, as you would normally do within Stocktrac, can be transferred over to the electronic inspection for the technician to review and know exactly what they're going to be looking at, and maybe some more detailed information from the customer so they know what to expect. Next, under the Inspections tab here, this is where you actually assign the electronic inspections. To do so, you click Add, and in this window you can select which inspection you want to use. In this case we only have this one, and then you select which technician you're going to assign it to. Now you can either assign it to a specific technician based on their tech number, or you can just select Next Available, and that way when whichever tech picks up the tablet and is working on the electronic inspection can select themselves as the one who's completed the inspection. Next, you can add notes and symptoms. Again, these are customer notes, information from the customer that you can enter in that will be transferred over with the electronic inspection for the technician to look at. Or, as I said before, you can add notes from service requests. So I'll click that, and here's all the information that came over from the service request screen. So that way, if you've already filled out that information, you don't have to retype it in here. You can just transfer it over. So once you have all of this set up, you just click OK, and the inspection has been assigned. You notice here the status is not started. So we're going to go over to our tablet, click the refresh, and there we have our pending inspection right here under Next Available Tech. So we click here. Here we have our vehicle, the inspection that was assigned, and now we select which technician is going to complete it. Now you notice here, right off the bat, this information. This is basically all of the inspection right here. You have your different points, and underneath each point there's going to be sub-details which encompass the body of the inspection. So to start with, let's first look at customer notes. As I said before, you're able to transfer over service request information so the technician can look at this and get any specific information from the customer about the vehicle and maybe give him an idea of what things he should be looking out for, he or she should be looking out for. Next, we'll get started with the inspection. You want to begin with vehicle information. Now, again, you'll see here 0 of 3, 0 of 1. These are the different points of information under each point of the inspection that needs to be completed before you can transfer it back over to Stocktrac. So under vehicle information, these points in red here, VIN, plate, and odometer, this is required information before the technician can transfer it back to Stocktrac itself. So we'll just enter in some generic information in here. Obviously none of this is correct, but for the sake of time we will just complete it. And next you can either click Done to go back to the start screen and move on to the next point, or for the sake of ease, and down at the bottom here you'll notice here 3 of 3 completed. For this point of the inspection, all of the information has been entered, and then you can either click Done to go back, or you can click on the next point of the inspection. Just helps make it a little bit easier to transition through the inspection. Here in this, there's only one detail, inspection completed. You can either click yes or no. Now, once you notice here at the bottom, 1 of 1 completed, and then from here you can also take pictures which can be transferred over with the inspection and print off, so you can show the customer exactly what you're seeing the tech saw while doing the inspection. And then you can click on Tech Notes, and these are specific observations from the technician during the inspection process. I'm just going to enter in a generic note here. Click Done. Now we can click on Done once all the points of the inspection are completed. You go back to the start screen of the inspection, we see that 3 of 3, 1 of 1, the inspection is completed. Now the transfer button has been lit up, indicating that we can send this inspection back to Stocktrac. One thing I do want to point out over here is we can still see on the point of sale screen that if you want to check the status of an inspection, you can see here under the estimate itself that it's been started by this tech on this device. Now again, you can assign specific information for each device so you can track better who's doing what on what device. So back over to the inspection, we're ready to transfer it back. There we go. So the inspection has been completed from the tablet side. Now if we go back over here, we click the refresh and we see that the inspection has been completed. And it gives us some upfront information about the inspection. So if the inspection is completed, you can either print it off. And quick observation, you may notice that the inspection log light up here is flashing yellow. This is an easy way on point of sale to be able to click on this and see the current status of the inspections that have been completed for that day or those that are still pending, what the status is on all the assigned inspections. Just a quick bird's eye view of what's going on. Now, under here, you can either print the inspection, and here is what the customer would receive once the inspection's completed. You have the information right here, tech notes, and then the symptoms as described by the customer information here. So you can print that off and hand it to the customer and go over it with them. Or say the technician completed the inspection, but he realized he made a mistake, didn't like one of his answers, you need to edit some information on the inspection itself before you give it to the customer. Well, you can click on Edit, and then you can actually go in and change some of your answers and change some of the tech notes that the technician did. So once that's completed, go back in. Now from here, you can also print again, or you can actually email the inspection to the customer as a PDF. So that way, if they're not actually sitting in the shop and they wanted you to send the information to them as soon as it's completed, you can do that right from here if you have email set up within Stocktrac. So that's the inspection process from start to finish. If you care to see any of our other videos on our YouTube channel that go into more depth about different aspects of Stocktrac, feel free, and thank you very much for listening.